Hi there, Dave here from Music Education Network. In this tutorial, we will look at adding an assessment to a lesson manually to further demonstrate the flexibility you have in the MusicFirst Online Classroom, to utilise its software options in your own pre-prepared material, or using a mixture of the two, depending on what your particular lesson and assessment plans require. I've already navigated to the class overview of the class in question, so on the right hand side I'll change the drop down menu to Assessment and click the Create button next to it. You'll see a familiar editing environment window pops up for us to use to describe the assessment and choose the class and unit, if any, that it applies to. I'll add the title and description for the students to see. The next section allows you to choose an assessment reporting standard for this to apply to, but this is optional. So don't worry if you can't find one to match your specific material. At the bottom we can add grading and rubric info if desired, and set the assessment group it may apply to if we've created one. Once I'm done, I can click Create Assessment at the bottom right. A new page will now load up containing 3 new tabs. Under the Manage Questions tab, I'll click Create a New Question on the right hand side. You'll see we can also add extra pages and an instructional heading from the other buttons here if needed. In the drop down menu that now appears under Question Basics, you'll see a number of options. I'll start with multiple choice and set the points value. I'll add my question, and I'll choose the randomized choice order option below. I'll also add a couple of extra choices, so there are 4 in total, and I'll enter my correct and incorrect answers that the student will choose from. Then click Save Question and Add to Assessment at the bottom right. You'll see your question now appears in the list to the left, and we can click the Preview Assessment option to inspect it. Next, I'll click Create a New Question under Manage Questions again, and this time choose True or False. I'll add the point value and question info once again. Set the True or False value, then click Save Question and Add to Assessment at the bottom right. I can once again click the Preview Assessment option to inspect it before moving on. So moving along, I'll click Create a New Question once again, and this time choose Matching. I'll set the point value and add my instructions and question at the top as usual. Then I'll add my terms to be matched on the left, in this case some rhythm value names. And on the right, I'm going to expand the edit options for each box, so I can upload images I've saved on my computer into them by clicking the Image button. In the Properties window that opens, I just need to head to the Upload tab and click Browse, followed by locating the image on my computer. And ensure I click Add it to my file library to finish. I'll repeat the task for the last 2 boxes. Save the question to finish, of course, and I can once again click the Preview Assessment option to inspect it before moving on. I'll click Create a New Question once again, and this time choose Fill in the blank. This option requires a bit more attention to the instructions, as it works in a very specific way based on text entry. So you can place the blank or multiple blanks for the student to fill in at any point in the question. You'll see the instructions below the question field make it clear how this works though. All you really need to understand is that everything you put inside the double bracket groups is interpreted as an answer. Save the question to finish as usual, and click the Preview Assessment option to inspect it. The next one to demonstrate is the Recorder option. This will prompt the student to record an audio response with their computer, which will be uploaded for your perusal. I need to add a little instruction for the students initially. I've saved a graphic of the notation for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as a simple example to display in the question info too. I'll click the image button to upload a new image. I'll then locate my image as I did in question 4. And resize it accordingly, as demonstrated in earlier tutorials. Save the question to finish as usual, and inspect it. That concludes part 1 of this tutorial. In part 2, we'll go through scheduling, the student experience, and marking from the teacher's perspective in relation to what we've created here.